Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Allie, and today I am reading Wuthering Heights for the first time ever. Obviously, this is prompted by the new movie that's coming out. It's actually opening weekend, and so I'm going out with a girlfriend to see it, and I am so excited to hang out with her. The movie, I have a lot of thoughts. I am not sure how to feel right now. It's gonna be very hit or miss for me. I love Margot Robbie. I think that she's very talented and beautiful, insanely gorgeous. Jacob Elordi is very hit or miss for me. I haven't really watched a lot of his stuff in general, but I will say he nailed it on The Creature and Frankenstein. Incredible. That was like up there, my top favorite movies of last year. So I'm hoping it's good. If anything, I think the makeup and like wardrobe and setting and atmosphere of everything and the cinematography and all of that is going to be worth the watch. So I'm excited to see it on the big screen. But with that being said, I've never read this classic, Wuthering Heights. So I'm also going to be doing that. I have started it, and it's been a wild time, but I'm really hoping to get through this so that when we go, I will have already read this. It's obviously different. I kind of know, like, you know, what this is about, and kind of what happens, and I know that they're very, very different from the looks of it. It looks like the movie is a lot more like relationship and smutty than the book, but this is a little bit more family drama, and I don't think we're gonna get a lot of that in the movie like we are in this. And this is just kind of like all over the place, like messy, strange people, if you will. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what the director does. She did quote it Wuthering Heights, so that it's from her view of like what a story that she's made up of it. And I just think the idea is really cool. So I'm excited either way. I've never seen any of the other Wuthering Heights movies, and yeah, I'm new to this. It's taking me a little bit to get through this because this is not my type of book, but nonetheless, I am going to just keep on keeping on, and hopefully I can get through this beast before the movie. I don't really have, this edition is so beautiful, but it doesn't really have like a synopsis to tell you guys, in case you don't know what Wuthering Heights is about. So let me see what Goodreads says. It is in a different language. Let me see what Google says. A Gothic tale of obsessive love, revenge, and social class set on the Yorkshire moors. Oh my gosh, the scenery is going to be beautiful in the movie. The novel follows Heathcliff, an orphan adopted by the Earnshaw family, whose intense bond with Catherine Earnshaw turns destructive when she marries Edgar Linton, prompting Heathcliff's vengeful destruction of both their families. There you go. It's very messy, very family drama. It's like you have these two houses, estates pretty much, and people are moving back and forth and just causing drama and tension with everybody, and it's such a messy time. I'm actually enjoying it. It's just taking me a bit to like really fall into it. And the way that some of these people talk, the audiobook has helped a lot because I'm just like, what are you saying? She wrote down like their accent. So like she spelled words different to come across to show you their different personalities, which is cool, but sometimes like really hard on the eyes. Especially if you're like me and you're dyslexic, like it's kind of hard. With that being said though, I don't really know what else I'm doing for this video. I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride and see what comes of it, but I'm just excited to kind of have another little girly pop moment, if you will, with this reading journey and movie watch. Bear with me. The angle is horrible, but I don't know where to prop you guys up at. I don't have like the best spots in here, and I wanted to check in because I finished Wuthering Heights, but I don't plan on getting ready today. I don't feel like being in front of a camera for very long. So yeah, I thought I would let you guys know that I am landing at a 3 or a 4 with Wuthering Heights. I finished this right in time because I'm going out with my friend tomorrow to see the Wuthering Heights movie. So I kind of wanted to make sure that I had read this for the first time. I've always kind of knew like it was just kind of like a messy story about like a bunch of people and their lives and the drama and all of that. And I feel like when I think of Wuthering Heights, I always think of Twilight because Bella was so obsessed with Wuthering Heights. It wasn't bad. I understand that it's a classic. I think that there's parts of it that I really, really enjoyed and liked that I didn't really see being said in a book, you know, in this time. And it was kind of like interesting getting at some of those aspects, but there was also so many parts that just dragged on, and I was like, I could care less. And, you know, that's just who I am as a person. Like, I just don't really go for fiction, like regular, like fiction. And I don't know. I definitely think like the descriptions of the moors and like the scenery and stuff like that really helped kind of bring it together and make it feel a little bit more haunted. Also aspects, you know, like Heathcliff's character in general being very grumpy and the extents that he went to with his obsession. I think that was the only interesting part of this entire book. Definitely going to be different than the movie, but I am so stoked to see the movie. Although between us, I feel like it's just going to be a smut show. It is Valentine's. Happy Valentine's Day. You guys are probably seeing this in the summer at this point with how fast my like turnaround time is. But I want to show you guys, look what James got me. He got me this horror movies book. It's like a coffee table book, and it is so cool. I think this is like the first book he's ever like picked out for me and got, so it's just kind of special. And then he said that he had to get me a bouquet of what I would like. How freaking cute. Chucky and Tiff. Oh, they're so cute. And then, of course, we're getting the Jeep delivered today, so that's exciting. But I just kind of wanted to have, like, a brief little check-in with you guys because I am seeing Wuthering Heights tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to film before the movie. So, yeah, I'm excited that I was able to complete this beforehand, and I'm excited to go see it tomorrow. As far as the rest of this video goes, I have no idea, you guys. I have no idea. I have been looking for books that are like Wuthering Heights, and all of them are just like smut books. Nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I kind of want something different. I feel like the movie is going to deliver enough on that like I don't really think I need any more storyline between Catherine and Heathcliff. So I'm thinking I look into some other books that are maybe just like Gothic and maybe have some yearning in them. The same type of vibes that you would get from Wuthering Heights or the movie. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to simmer on it. I'm going to see the movie. I'll let you guys know what I think about the movie, and then I'm going to simmer on it. I may like drop this video for a little bit and come back to it maybe even next month. Who knows? I don't even know what I'm doing with it right now, but you guys will know soon.
To the music and the atmosphere, now and then I feel lights fading softly all over me, and I remember last year when I was alone in my bed. So don't mind the appearance, but I didn't plan on filming a clip today. I have just felt so bad. My cat's right there. I just felt so bad because like it's Valentine's Day weekend, and like Friday night I went out with a girlfriend, and then today I went out with a girlfriend. So like I felt so bad that I was like, any downtime I have, like I want to try to spend with James, but he literally, I got home like maybe an hour or so ago, and he just left to go to the gym. So I was like,
I'm gonna sit down and film for a minute. So me and my friend, we went and seen Wuthering Heights today, and I just kind of wanted to be like brief about it. I was a little bit more put together earlier. I do have my like crochet bow that I made, and then I did have like some pretty like Valentine inspired earrings on that were so cute. And then this is the look, and I was wearing this like pink bodysuit, and then I have one of my like black skirts on. But yeah. Listen, the like advertising for this movie is wild. Like they're really trying to draw in the smut lovers, I feel like. This movie isn't just smut. It is very plot story driven as well, and I liked that. I feel like there was parts of it that really stuck to like the book, like at least the vibe of the book. The first like portion of the movie is Heathcliff and Kathy as like kids. So I like that they had that element of like coming of age and like growing up together. And those aspects were just like, I feel like done really well. Like they actually had really good actors for it. Also like all of the messy dynamics like with her father and I mean her in general. Like I explained it to a friend, like it's still a movie just like the book with very like insufferable, unlikable characters. Like you're not gonna love them, you're not gonna like their choices. It's just a messy time. But I like that so many elements kind of stayed true to it, that this wasn't just a mushy, smutty romance. It was still Wuthering Heights. Just with like a little bit of spice, a couple cringy moments. But okay, the direction of it, the settings and like costumes, wardrobe, oh my gosh, insanely beautiful. Like I can't get over that, and Dracula that I just recently watched, just beautiful, aesthetically pleasing shots, and like the vision, incredible. With that being said, just like the book, it's not my favorite story. I really am not really a sucker for like love triangle moments. And unlike Dracula, where like I'm kind of like rooting for her to be with the vampire, and this, like, sure, I know like her and Heathcliff have like this bond or whatever, but the entire time I was just like, poor Edgar. Oh my God, this poor man just loves her. It was so terrible. Yeah, I think it was well done, way better than I thought it was going to be. Still not like my all-time favorite just because of like the tropes and stuff that I just really don't care for. But I will say I think it was more entertaining and enjoyable than the book. So there's that. I think I needed like the visuals, where this is just kind of a messy, like confusing, I don't even know, like just not what you expect. I would say the same for the movie, but at the same time, you at least have some type of like general idea with reading the book first, but it's still very, very different. I like the little nods and homage to like the novel. There is a scene where it has like Catherine's like name and like her maiden name and like married name and stuff. That's in the book in a certain way, it's in the movie in a certain way. So like they did little details like that that I thought was really cool. But yeah. Besides that, I had a lot of fun with my friend. We went out to eat afterwards to discuss and gossip. And then we went to our local new bookstore. This is my second time going to it. I actually didn't buy anything. I kind of felt bad, but I just ordered from Book Outlet and stuff, and I was like, I need to like chill on my book buying right now, and I have so many books to still get to. So yeah, but it was still fun to go and look around with her. And yeah, now I'm going to chill while James is at the gym, but I still wanted to give you guys somewhat of a review. I don't know, like as of right now, how I would rank this or like rate it, but it was such a stunning, like well done movie as far as like I feel like all the background people, like the people who did like the wardrobe and like the setup and like all of that, and the director, of course. But yeah, I did want to say, since I've been home, I've been getting so many memes and stuff about it, but I did see where in the book how it's mentioned that Heathcliff is of dark skin, and I too agree that Heathcliff in the movie should have been black, or a person of color, but yeah, I don't know what direction or why they went the way that they did. I know that the Jacob Elordi said something like he wanted to fulfill like what the director was going for, and he had worked with her before on I think it was Saltburn. So yeah, I don't know. Personally, I'm not like the biggest Jacob Elordi fan. I really like Frankenstein, of course. Like he did an incredible job as the creature, but like besides that, I haven't really watched much of his stuff, and I wouldn't really call myself like a fan, but I will say in this movie, it's not that he did bad. I think he was fine. I don't really like Kathy or Heathcliff in general, so like it's kind of hard to like judge that. But I was telling my friends, I was like, yeah, they could have like done with a whole other actor, and like it literally wouldn't matter to me. It's not like I don't feel like Jacob had to have this part. That like I think it would make more sense to have the representation, in my opinion. But yeah. Anyways, that's my check-in, in case you were wondering what I thought of Wuthering Heights, the movie.
In my head and living silently inside. It's so late in the night, my mind is drifting away. Then I dream about times.
So listen, things have been really busy over here. I'm juggling so many videos. It's why you guys are not seeing certain videos until months later. But I'm finally like buckling down. I'm like, okay, we got to get through some of these vlogs that I've already had going. And I've had this Wuthering Heights video going for so long that I read a book for a different, like a book that was supposed to be for this video, I read for a different video, talked about it in that video. Like that's how scrambled my brain is right now. And it's like the worst case scenario because I am doing a vlog for March, for Women's Month. Obviously, you guys are not going to see it in March, and that's just kind of like, it is what it is. Listen, I support all women's rights and wrongs all year, so we're rolling with it. In that vlog, I am reading some books about feminism and horror, and it's that type of vibe. I also went and watched the movie The Bride. I wasn't going to talk about any of this in this video, so please just bear with me for a minute. I went and watched the movie The Bride, and it had like a very strong feminist storyline to it. So I recreated the Bride look. And in that video, I sat down and I reviewed, or I was talking about starting Rebecca. I didn't review Rebecca all the way, but the majority of the way. I was close to being finished with this, and I talked about this in the Bride makeup. So I'm so sorry. I feel like I could sit here and try to pretend and like redo it and refilm those thoughts, but I just feel like it won't be as authentic, and I feel like I had some good things to say about it, and I'm just gonna roll with it. So I'm so sorry. If anything, I guess this is advertisement for that vlog. And you get a little bit of a sneak peek of the look that I did for it though. And then I jumped straight into Rebecca, and I have been reading this and devouring it. Like I might finish it soon. My week's been so busy, you guys, and just mental health like kind of holding me back a little bit this week, but I am starting to feel better, so. But this is a classic. Actually, I don't really like the synopsis on the back of this, so I am going to look up a different one. Let's see what Google says. Rebecca is a classic 1938 Gothic novel. It's about an unnamed young woman who marries wealthy widower Maximum De Winter, only to find herself haunted by the memory of his first wife, Rebecca, at his grand estate, Manderley, and tormented by the housekeeper, Mrs. Danvers, I think it's Danvers, who idolizes the deceased woman. It's a psychological thriller exploring themes of love, jealousy, obsession, and identity. I actually really want to watch the Netflix adaptation of this. I kind of knew that like this was supposed to be like an OG like female rage. I'm not really getting that as much as I am getting like elements of like women who, I don't know, how do you word that? Definitely like the identity crisis, and I feel like this really does like show a woman who marries a widow, and you know, not everybody can handle something like that, and like I feel like in a sense like that would be so extremely hard. It's not really something you think about all the time, but thinking about like, or feeling like you're taking someone else's place, I can't imagine like how hard that is. And for this unnamed character, we're in her head the whole time, and it's like she's going through, you know, like the stages of grief. For her, she's going through like the stages of identity crisis marrying a widow, because she's like really confident in herself, and she's meeting this guy, and next thing you know they're getting married, and he's moving her to this place, which is gorgeous, by the way. It kind of took me back to Wuthering Heights, like just reading about their land and their house and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that. Also, I'm so sorry if there's black in my mouth. Yes, I committed to the bit and I put liquid lipstick in my mouth. I do not recommend, but if it's still there, that's why. But yeah, there's just something so enchanting about this writing too. It really has grabbed my attention, and I am having a hard time. Every time I have to set it down, I'm like, no, I want to keep reading. It's just so good, and it's also kind of taking me back to Wuthering Heights because of what was her name? I can't even think of, like, the house lady. I can't even think of her name. Mrs. Danvers. She's kind of like, what's her name in Wuthering Heights? Nellie, like the messy one. She's kind of like her, where like she has this fixation on Daphne, Daphne, that's the author, Rebecca, who was the wife who passed in a boating accident. And she herself has like some issues. Like don't get me wrong, I can understand it being hard to see a woman fill the shoes in the place of somebody who you adored. But like she takes it to like the next level, and like treating this like main character just so awful, and she's just very messy. She's trying to make it hard on her. And so it in turn makes things messy for our main character. I wish she had a name, but our main character, who is trying to navigate this the best she can, but now that she's here in the house that was Rebecca's and all of the places that were Rebecca's, and she's hearing all these stories about her and how like that's big shoes to fill and all this kind of stuff, she starts questioning like, does he even love me? And I feel like that falls more into also like the obsession. Like she becomes obsessed with wanting to learn more about Rebecca, and she is also just obsessed with her man. And it's very just kind of like literary fiction, but weird and kind of like tense at times. Like I'm waiting for the ball to drop. And the reveal I just got too, I was not necessarily expecting. I feel like it was something that ended up being a little bit more guessable. Like my mind definitely started leading there, but at the beginning of this book, absolutely not. I was just enjoying the ride, and I really just didn't think, I thought this was just going to be a story of obsession. It is very famous for a reason. It is so much fun. I'm loving this, and I can't wait to see how this wraps up. I still have, you know, quite a bit to get to, but I don't know. I'm just having so much fun with it. I'm devouring it. There was moments though of like, I wish I would have saved what page it was on. Can I guess? I think it was like somewhere around here-ish. So there's kind of like, did I actually find it? This isn't really like to spoil anything, but like something like goes down, and there's like this messy moment between her and Mrs. Danvers, and she starts like kind of like shutting down and like freaking out about it. Like, I don't know, like I feel like this is like a common feeling that women can feel when they become like way too hard on themselves for the littlest things. But she said, and I knew it was Mrs. Danvers. She had been watching me then as I stood at the edge of the woods, bathed in that white wall of fog. She had seen me walk slowly from the terrace to the lawns. She may have listened to my conversation with Frank on the telephone from the connecting line in her own room. She would have heard my voice, known about my tears. She knew the part I played through the long hours, standing by Maxim's side in my blue dress at the bottom of the stairs, and that he had not looked at me nor spoken to me. She knew because she had meant it to happen. That was her triumph, hers and Rebecca's. I just love this writing too. It's like I thought of her as I had seen her last night, watching me through the open door to the west wing, and that diabolical smile on her white skull face. And I remembered that she was a living, breathing woman like myself. She was made of flesh and blood. She was not dead like Rebecca. I could speak to her, but I could not speak to Rebecca. So then it's like she's like going through a little bit of like the acceptance, like, I'm alive. Like, this Rebecca chick is dead. Like, I'm gonna have to move on. Clearly everybody here is moving on. But then she's like overthinking, like, I don't think he is moving on. I'm never gonna be as good as her. And I feel like it's very, very well done though. I feel like modern books, no offense, there's still some amazing ones out there, and I'm not gonna name any that I'm talking about, but there is some that it's just that the main characters become so whiny and repetitive that I get bored and I check out really fast, where with this, it's not that way. Like, I've just enjoyed it so much. Her brain is so weird, but I'm loving it. Yeah, it's just, and now it's leading in a direction that's more unhinged, and it's so not what I was expecting from a book from, what was it, like 1920, yeah, my phone doesn't recognize me, 1938. Oh, it's so good. And I did finish Rebecca. As you can see from that clip, I was really enjoying it. It was so funny, even during that clip, I was sitting there thinking, and I think I even said, like, this is such a weird pick for this TBR, because yes, it's, you know, it's written by a woman. Maybe that's why I was thinking this book for that vlog, but it's not really like a woman's book, if you get my drift. Like, it's not like backing any type of feminism. Like, this is about a woman who is spiraling and is like obsessed with her man and is obsessed with the woman who made him a widow, and like, we don't even know this woman's name, but she is so obsessed with this guy's dead wife, Rebecca, that she is trying to get all this information that she can, and she's just spiraling and becoming more obsessed, and it becomes unhinged. There's a huge twist that I feel like was so like ahead of its time writing wise, and I think that's why this is such a bold classic that so many people talk about, is because of that. And I feel like if you love thrillers and you love like the OG feeling of like that mind-blowing like twist, I think you'll really like this. Again, I think in that clip I mentioned how I did figure it out before it happened, which was a little, you know, but for this being a classic, for the time period that this was written, it was so good. But I'm not gonna lie, I also really enjoyed the love story between the two. That might be so toxic of me to say that, but the yearning for her to like get closer to this guy and having those walls put up and the messiness of it all definitely did remind me of Wuthering Heights, at least the movie vibes, and them having to kind of get to know each other and work through that communication, and things blossom from there, and then it just turns into a wild ride. It's so messy. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Such a good classic, and I'm so glad I own a copy of it now. Again, I don't know why I thought it was for that vlog. I'm just all over the place, and really am going to try to buckle down and finish this out. And I will be starting my next book for this very soon to do so.
Happier day if a hand could reach out right now and save my life somehow. I'll face the sun again.
but look at the artwork. That's pretty.
My head's in a place that I don't miss. So ugly, so grumpy, sleeping in the meantime, just stay comfy. Once everything's said and done, I know I'll be okay, I will overcome. I'm hoping, I'm here. I remember last year when I was alone in my bed, unhappy thoughts in my head, and living silently inside. Just keeping all to myself. Wished I could be somewhere else. Back when I could only hide. It's so late in the night. My mind is drifting away. Then I dream about times I wished for a new, happier day. If a hand could reach out right now and save my life somehow, I'll face the sun again as soon as this dreary night ends.
Careful.
In the night, my
Mine
mind
too.
drifting away. Then I
Are you actually though? Look, cars for you.
I wished for a new,
Those freckles.
happier day.
I love it.
If a hand could reach out right now and save my life somehow, I'll face the sun.
Oh, Mom, try looking at the camera with your phone.
As this dreary night ends.
Oh, look at that mouth.
Hey, Dad,
Not right now.
are we going on that bridge
No.
today?
Am I able to stand like on that wet bridge right there?
No.
Okay. Oh, looking at me too, Rex. I'm gonna do it to you too, huh?
You'll fall in the water. It's cold.
am back, you guys, and I'm sorry if this lighting is kind of harsh. It's pretty early this morning, but I finished Weavingshaw, so I did want to check in and wrap up this video. I absolutely adored this. I feel like it may have been a little too soon for a story like this. I participated in Jante's Inferno, and I read Phantasma. And while these are completely two different books, there's so many elements to the world building and like character building that are similar, especially like the male main characters, that I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time like between the two. And this is a series, so I just feel like I'm saying all of this to say I will probably have to reread this closer to when the second one comes out, because I read Phantasma, then I read this, and then I need to read, is it Enchantra? I think that's the second book after Phantasma, and I just know jumping back to back into these different books like this is going to be so confusing. 3 years ago, Lena Al-Wasity awoke with a terrible power. She can see the dead. Since then, she has hidden herself from the world, knowing that if she ever reveals her curse, she will be locked away in an asylum. When her beloved brother, Rami, falls fatally ill, Lena is faced with a terrible choice: let him die or buy the expensive medicine that will save his life by bartering the only valuable thing she has, her secret. The Saint of Silence, a ruthless merchant who takes in confessions and is shrouded in unearthly rumors of cruelty and power, accepts her bargain for a deadly price. Lena must find the ghost of the Percival Avon, the last lord of Weavingshaw, or lose her freedom to the saint forever. As Lena's search takes her and the saint to Weavingshaw, she finds the estate and the surrounding moors to be living things, hungry for blood and sacrifice. Fighting against Weavingshaw's might, Lena must also fight her growing pull towards enigmatic saint himself, whose connection to Percival Avon remains a mystery. As the house begins to entomb them, time is running out in their desperate hunt for answers. For Lena has come to see that here in Weavingshaw, the dead are not hushed, and some secrets are better left buried with them. So I really enjoyed these characters. It was fun being in Lena's head, and I feel like for the most part, she was a very sane character who is dealing with seeing ghosts. It's literally like the kid from Sixth Sense. She can see ghosts around her, but it's something that she's always kind of kept hidden. So when she offers this up to the saint, this is a big thing for him. This is a power that he can use, and he is going to. And while he's going to be selfish, at the same time, from the get-go, we kind of see this little like heartfelt, almost like soft spot he has for her, if you will. It's not really a bold enemies to lovers, but there is definitely that push and pull, because at the end of the day, she is doing this for her brother, and he is using her to benefit himself. It is such a ride. I had such a good time with it. It's very gothic. It definitely reminds me of Wuthering Heights when it comes to the writing and having moors and just really beautiful scenery described, but very different in terms of what we're reading here. I'm really excited to see where the series goes. I will definitely be picking it up because this is a 5-star. I absolutely loved this. I love the build up of it. I felt like it was actually really good pacing for being such a thick book. Like, I just didn't want it to end. I had such a good time. And the ending, the very last sentence, my God, the way that this author did that to me. And now I must wait. Honestly, I was triggered because of Leigh Bardugo. We are finally getting Deadbeat this year, and I've been waiting. And every year that she announces like one more standalone or one more for another series, I'm like, girl, just give me the last in the Alex Stern series. Yeah. It was that type of triggering, so that means it's a good book because I can't wait for the next one. And this is a book I probably won't stop putting up about. So yeah, I'm honestly excited to reread it and to read the second one when it comes out. For a debut author too, are you kidding me? Insane. So good. And I'm so glad I love this because this cover edition, everything, it is so stunning. I will say world building wise, I feel like is really easy. It did remind me a lot of Phantasma in that way. And it just has the elements in it that leans more into territory that I enjoy in fantasy. It's a little bit more dark, like hell, and you know, we have the Saint of Silence, but it's almost like we're dealing with devil demons type of ordeal instead of like a fae or dragon or something like that. This is definitely more of a darker fantasy, but I really enjoyed it. I think the reads for this video, I do want to wrap things up, but I did want to show you guys the granny squares that I finished this week. I did 2 hearts and then I did 2 bows. Aren't they adorable? I can't wait for the finished product. Oh, they're gonna look so good. So glad I got some of them done this week. And also, before I leave you guys, I completely forgot earlier in this video, I had seen this thing. I think it's on peoples.com. I'll try to link the article down below if you want to know yours. But it's one of those zodiac things, which Wuthering Heights character you are based on your zodiac sign. Me and my friends, we love these. We screenshot them, we send them to each other all the time. So I was like, yeah, I've got to. And funny enough, one of them got Kathy, one of them got Heathcliff, and I, a Sagittarius, got the Moors, which is so funny because I'm constantly like, the Moors are so pretty, I love the Moors, and oh my gosh. It says the book and film are set in the brooding backdrop of the wild moors, a location that depicts the wild and intense affair between Catherine and Heathcliff. Sagittarius is a zodiac sign that embraces freedom and desire, so the Moors are a perfect representation of that lustful, of those lustful passions. I think that's what it says. I just have a screenshot, but I thought that was so funny. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take the Moors. You guys can take the messy characters. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this video. It was fun to be a little girly pop for a little while and gush over some characters, and yeah, I had so much fun with this. Oh, and I almost forgot. I watched Rebecca. It's from 2020. It's a Netflix movie based off the book Rebecca, and I wanted to throw it in here because I had forgotten that that was a thing on Netflix. It honestly was really good. I think I'm still landing at a 5-star with the book and a 4-star for the movie. I feel like there were times where there was like dialogue or like little moments that were a little cringy, or a little, not cringy as much as just kind of like, you know, just average. But for the most part, the parts that were like good were good. And honestly, I was kind of like giddy, kicking my feet. I know these are characters that I'm not supposed to like adore this way, but like, oh, I just do. And I just love seeing kind of like that passion come to life of her like obsession and her desire, and those moments, the ball when she dresses up, seeing that actually come to life. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was so good. Anyways, I thought I would mention, check it out if you've read the book and you haven't seen it, or if you're not reading the book and you want to see it. I really didn't think it was a bad adaptation. I mean, it's a Netflix movie. It's not going to be like extravagant production, but for the most part, I found it to be really good. I liked it. But anyways, like I was saying, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next one.